So apparently, maybe anime YouTube is going to die. I mean, bummer for them. As the song says, get a haircut and get a real job. I'm just kidding. But, I can kind of see, like, even the guy who does this video, Swade, the guy who does the Swade's Pokemon Adventures, where he recaps the Pokemon anime and says how stupid some of the aspects are, how he actually likes some of the aspects, or what some of the animation flaws are. He's basically just reviewing the series episode by episode. He mentions how they had all the rights in the world to do this because, they own Pokemon the anime. He does not. Because it's not Nintendo doing this. It's not the people who own Pokemon. It's not Game Freak. It's not Nintendo. It's the animation department that does the anime that he shorted into Sapporo, because it's probably something else. It's a lot longer because it's Japanese, obviously. So they sent him. So what happened, and how it can affect other anime YouTubers, like how he said the ones that I actually heard of, because I don't really do much anime. Little Karibo, he does Yu-Gi-Oh! Bridge, or used to. He barely does it. It's like very sporadic, probably because of copyright claims. And Team 4-Star, that did Hellsing Abridge. And this is why I always say, if you like something like an Abridged series, or like if you really loved his versions of the Pokemon show, like you only wanted to watch his versions over again, like you want to hear his commentary and his parody and that kind of stuff, download them, because it ain't going to be on there forever. So, how it works is the Shapiro company, Shapiro Animation, sent him a letter, copyrighted 80 of his videos, and sent him a letter saying that he owes them $700 or 80,200 yen, $700, or in his country, $1,000 in New Zealand money. And they sent him a letter, a whole thing on email. And, they said that they owe him not the money from like the revenue that he's ill-gotten, basically, in their words. And, I can see where they're coming from, so can he. But the legal fees that it's cost them to send him this, take a takedown notice and send him this copyright thing, they want a piece of the views that have occurred. And how he explains it is, since they're not in America, where YouTube is located in America, where the one YouTuber, some anime YouTuber, I can't remember his name, got this thing, got all his videos back and everything because of fair use. He cannot, because this claim is being filed in Japan, where fair use doesn't exist. And that's what this whole chapter 2 was about. How fair use doesn't exist in Japan, for obvious reasons, and how they're going to start filing, how this one, since this one's going to work, because it already is, his channel's dead, he's admitted it. The channel's over, it's done for, he's either going to pay the $1,000, which he can't afford, because he's living paycheck to paycheck, apparently, with his Patreon money, because he does this full time, or he can not pay it, and they're going to go to Japan without fear of being arrested, which I guess they have his real name, because, it is Google. So, like, they guess they may have a real name, or maybe Swade is his real name. I always thought it was like a pen name. Like, obviously, my name isn't Haddam Tenrose. Duh. Although, I put my real name on things all the time on this channel. It's like when I was reading dumb audiobooks, I put my real name on there, obviously. You Google the book name, you see my name as the author. You see my picture. If you actually care about that kind of shit. But no one does, because this channel's dead. But, so, he won't be able to go to Japan, which is his lifelong dream. Or, pay a fine. Or fear of being arrested when he goes. And they made it with the other ones because, they can legally do this, these animation studios. Like, I did a joke about taking the original audio from the original Sailor Moon cartoon, or not, the original abridged version that was on YouTube, and I put the newer one on there, and I got a copyright strike for it. Duh, I don't own it. Of course, I wasn't trying to get any money or anything like this guy, or other ones who are professionals. And you can see me, I was doing air quotes with the word professional. And that is the sad and terrifying truth. They're allowed to do this. They own those animes. They own these animations. They put in millions of dollars worth of work paying like Nintendo so they can use Pokemon. And they have the cartoons up on their own channels. If someone gets into ad revenue from showing the animation, because a lot of these reviewers don't do this picture thing like I've been doing with this guy, and like what I did with the Orville and the Rookie, which everybody hated those reviews, but just pictures, because people want to see movement. They don't want to just stare at random pictures of things. And for the most part, like he says, a lot of these reviews, especially his, you literally get the entire story of the episode. There's no need for you to watch the real one, ever. Like, literally, there is no reason for you to ever watch it. Yes, I found it entertaining, but there's no reason for you to watch the cartoon, ever. You don't need to. You could just watch these guys' things. So people who want to watch the cartoon, they don't need to anymore, because they've seen it already. And it's like, a lot of abridged shows, you get the basic gist. It's not like the thing I was going to do a long time ago before I just lost interest completely. I got like maybe 2 minutes into the show, and I got bored of it. My Hero Crapodemia, which was basically everybody in town wants to take the world's biggest shit instead of being a superhero. And that guy, All Crap, he turned skinny, not because he runs that superpower serum or whatever, it's because he takes the big shit and fills the town with all of his shit smell, and now he's run out and he has to eat stuff before he can go back to being the big muscle guy again, for his stomach's full again. that one, yeah, obviously it'd be completely different than what the original one is. It has nothing to do with superpowers and superheroes and all that stuff, and it's about people wanting to take shit. A lot of these abridged shows, it just makes the characters goofy, wacky, or in the Dungeons and Dragons thing, chaotic and neutral and all that other kind of shit. I don't really know Dungeons and Dragons very well. Only thing I know about Dungeons and Dragons is I watched the People of Dirt League versions of it, and I played it 3 times. Yeah, 3 times. Twice of one character, and once of another one. And that one character, I made him slit his wrist because I was so fucking bored. I literally watched the entirety of Green Mile on TV, sitting at the table, before anybody talked to me. That was between my 2 roles. That's how slow this game was. That's a Green Mile on TV, on AMC, with commercials. That movie's already long. That was one of the few movies back on VHS times. It had 2 cassettes, how long it was. The only other ones that were on 2, Godfather movies, Titanic, and the Lord of the Rings films when they were extended cuts. That's how long I should tell you how long that Green Mile film is. I think it's like 3 hours. I'm not positive. Don't quote me on that. But that's my thing with Dungeons and Dragons. That's neither here nor there. Let's go back to this guy. And, hopefully he finds a success and, he can do his reviews like I've been doing. I mean, he has a following. So maybe people like his humor. They like his way of doing that kind of stuff. So, go back and review things that have nothing to do with the images. Like don't use moving pictures. Use images. Use stills. Screen caps, whatever you want to call them. And why you should care? Well, it's because it could take away your favorite channels and kill them. And because how it's going to be is, if I remember correctly, is they sue you for a little. They realize, even if you try to fight it, you're like, okay, I'll just pay $1,000. You're admitting your guilt, and then you're still struck, so you're out $1,000. If you don't admit your guilt, then you have to get a lawyer in Japan who speaks English, because most of these channels he's mentioned, including his own, are English speakers. They don't know Japanese, and that knows something about fair use. And then you have to go to a country and fight this thing in a country where fair use does not exist. So in other words, you're going to be spending a shit ton of money just to spend more money because they are suing you not only for the minuscule amount, but for their lawyers' fees. So that's why he wants to have geo-blocking be available for all small channels, because large channels can do it, so they can't be sued. So it's if he made his videos only available in America and England and Canada and New Zealand and Australia, the company would sue him. The anime company would have to sue him through those places, and then he could use fair use law. But YouTube doesn't want to do that because it opens a whole can of worms. So that's what this whole thing is about. Why am I making this shit video? Because no one watches this fucking channel anyways. Seriously, no one. This channel is dead as a doornail. I get maybe 4 or 5 views per video. And hey, I can't blame him. This channel sucks. If it wasn't mine, I probably wouldn't even watch it. Because hey, I'll admit, 1 view of all these things is mine. Just because on my other channel that has a bunch of copyright strikes on it, is basically a dead fish in the water. I just hit play and hit ×2, and that gives me 1 view on the video. And I admit that. Oh, that's in. So, I think I've rambled on long enough. No one's going to watch this, so hey, why not? Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Even though no one watched, I'm talking to myself in the middle of fucking nowhere!